Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Week 6 Film Room. I'm Evan Lazar for CLNS Media, and today we are going to break down the Week 6 tape against the Dallas Cowboys for Patriots rookie quarterback Mac Jones. And in this game, Mac finally hitting some throws down the field. He had 4 completions of 20-plus yards in the first 5 games of the season. And game number 6, 4 for 4 on throws of 20-plus yards. We're going to get to a couple of those, but probably on tape and in the stat sheet, Mac Jones's best performance yet in the NFL came against the Dallas Cowboys. So although the Patriots lost this game against Dallas in overtime and in heartbreaking fashion, the one thing that Patriots fans can continue to hang their hat on looking towards the future for this team is that their rookie quarterback looks like the real deal. So let's pull up the plays of this week. You got 5 throws here of Dak Prescott's Mac Jones. Dak is pretty good too. We're going to start with this throw here to Hunter Henry on the seam pattern. Off of play action in the high red zone. So what we're going to see here and what Mac is going to see here is the Patriots get single high coverage because it is 12 personnel. So they have 2 tight ends on the field, Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. So you're just going to have the single deep safety here at the deep part of the field. And from there, Mac is really just going to read this safety's original shade. So originally he shades here on the right hash. So Mac is going to try to work this seam pattern to Hunter Henry up the middle of the field. But I want to point out just like a few really cool things here about what Mac Jones does as we roll the play a little bit. The first thing is that he's going to look to the right sideline or stare down the right side and try to hold this middle of the field safety in the middle of the field for as long as possible. And once he does that, he's actually going to essentially no look this pass to Hunter Henry. And I don't mean that in the sense of Patrick Mahomes throwing no look, past his sidearm, things like that. But you're not actually going to look at this Hunter Henry route or confirm it. You're just going to trust that your tight end is going to win on the route. You're going to hold the safety in the middle of the field, and you're just going to put the ball in the correct spot for a touchdown. So as we roll the play here a little bit, you see Hunter Henry winning on his route, but watch Mac Jones in his drop. You see how he stares down the right side initially? This stare down here of the right side of the field, that's going to cause this safety to just hold in the middle for long enough and just stress him just enough that Mac Jones might go to the right side, that it allows Hunter Henry to win inside on the seam, and it makes the safety late to the spot here. And then you're just going to see Mac not even look at Hunter Henry before he starts his throwing motion, just come right back to it and flip it up there, and it's a touchdown. So those are the types of passes. These are great anticipatory throws, great pre-snap, understanding pre-snap where his options are going to be and where his best bet for a touchdown is here, and just trusting your guy. Right, trusting Hunter Henry is going to win on the route, is going to be in the right spot, and is going to make a play on the football. That's a great indication that Mac Jones and Hunter Henry's chemistry is really hitting it off. Now, here's another good play by Mac, another anticipatory throw, this time against pressure. So the Patriots get single high man-to-man once again, and the Cowboys played most of the game in this coverage where they're going to go man-to-man on the outside, and they're going to have the post safety in the middle of the field. Now, the book on the Patriots over the last couple of years is that they can't beat man-to-man. Well, we see Hunter Henry beat Malik Hooker on the touchdown, and now we're going to see Nelson Agholor on a burst corner route beat the outside corner here as well. So hopefully this is an indication that the Patriots are actually becoming better against man-to-man coverages due to their offseason additions, and that will lend itself to maybe teams backing off in the box a little bit and playing a little softer coverage and making for easier completions underneath the defense. So this burst corner route is open because of the pre-snap read by Mac Jones that this is a post single high safety. So what the burst corner is Nelson Agholor is going to stem inside like he's going to run a crossing route, and then he's going to break on the 7. So that is the route for Agholor against man-to-man coverage. And all Mac is going to do is he's just going to, again, in his drop, look left initially, hold that safety in the middle of the field, and then trust that Agholor is going to win on this route. And then you also see him throw with a good deal of pressure in his face and be able to get the ball there. So as we roll the play, you see Mac again looking down the left side here in his drop, trying to hold that safety in the middle of the field for as long as he can. He knows he has Agholor one-on-one here on the backside, and he's going to have this post corner open. in the rush, they run that stunt blitz that's really giving the Patriots a lot of problems, and it does again here. And it's going to get pressure right in Jones's face, and he's just going to stand in the pocket, and he's going to be able to teardrop and drop this one in the bucket. So there's the hold of the safety, get the safety to creep and open towards that left side, and then drop it in the bucket to Nelson Agholor for 27 yards. Now we're going to look at it from the end zone angle, and you're just going to see the process by Jones. He's going to stand in the pocket. He's going to look to the left. He's going to try to hold that safety. And as the pressure comes, he's just going to flick it out there to Nelson Agholor, and he's got enough on it for the completion. So just two really good anticipatory man-to-man coverage beater type plays for the Patriots, and two guys that they signed in the offseason in Hunter Henry and Nelson Agholor, and then of course the rookie quarterback in the first round, standing in the pocket against against pressure and being able to stand up to it and just hold up. But really, what I think is great about these two plays is that Agholor and Hunter Henry beating man coverage. That's really good news for the Patriots as we move forward this season. That's something that you can be optimistic about this offense. So the other thing that you can be optimistic about this offense is this is probably one of the best scheme plays that I've seen from Josh McDaniels in a very, very long time. So what the Patriots are going to do is they motion Jonnu Smith in here in the backfield. They're going to have two guys in the backfield, and Mac Jones is going to fake this play action to Jonnu Smith, and we know Jonnu can carry it, so he is a threat out of the backfield to carry this football. That's going to get the linebacker level all sorts of confused, right? You have the play action, you have two backs in the backfield, two route releases once the play action happens, and it's just going to confuse everybody here at the second level. But the main elements of this is that this is going to become what I would call a three-strong situation. And what that means is that because Ramondre Stevenson is going to release up the seam here, that's going to create three vertical threats on the right side. So Jacoby's going to run this dig route. Nelson Agholor here at the bottom of the screen is going to run a vertical clear route. And then you have the seam pattern by Ramondre Stevenson. This is going to then stress a cover three post safety coverage and flood the vertical part of the field. So if you're the Dallas Cowboys now, here at the bottom of the screen, this boundary corner has got the deep third. This post safety has got the third here. This inside DB, I don't know if he blows the coverage, busts the coverage, whatever you want to call it, or is just matching this vertical stem in a match situation. But regardless, he's going to clear out with Jacoby Myers, and you have the deep third, the middle third here, and you're going to have two vertical routes. So once you have those routes, the Nelson Agholor route, that's going to take the deep third defender on the boundary with him. This dig route by Jacoby Myers is going to occupy the post safety, and that's going to allow Ramondre Stevenson to flood this zone up the seam. So as we roll the play, here comes Micah Parsons. Parsons is thinking, oh, I got to get into my flat responsibility here, but I have this seam threat, and he's going to try to match this up the seam, but it's going to be too late. And then if you look at it underneath the defense, you have Jonnu Smith on this follow concept. That's what the Patriots call it, is Ramondre up the seam, Jonnu's going to follow into the flat. So actually, if Micah Parsons makes a great play here and a great recovery and is able to match Ramondre Stevenson up the seam, then the Patriots are going to have a huge gain underneath the defense on a catch and run opportunity for Jonnu Smith. But what ends up happening is Mac Jones reads the coverage. He sees that they're going to flood the vertical part of the field with this defensive back in the slot, matching the route across the field with Jacoby Myers, and he's going to rip the seam to Ramondre Stevenson with Micah Parsons trailing in coverage for another 20-plus yard gain. So look at this space, though, underneath the defense. If this doesn't present itself, if Micah Parsons matches this vertical by Ramondre, look at the space underneath the defense for Jonnu Smith. So just a really nice play design from Josh McDaniels. A lot of really good options here on this play. But you see the post safety gets held inside by Jacoby Myers' route. Nelson takes the vertical clear out on the boundary, and that just leaves this one-on-one matchup for Stevenson up the seam against Micah Parsons. But remember, Parsons thinks that he is taking the flat, not the seam, and he's just late to the seam as a result because they've flooded the vertical part of the field. So a great design there by Josh McDaniels, and Mac Jones rips it up the seam. You love to see the confidence in the rookie quarterback to throw this football when he sees that this route is presenting itself, this opportunity, this throwing window, and Mac's got it. and he just rips it. So these are some really confident downfield throws from Mac Jones that we haven't necessarily seen this consistently. And we saw it consistently against the Dallas Cowboys. Now, here's another one. Not a 20-plus yard play, but a great third down conversion. This is 3rd and 9, and the Patriots are going to gain 11 yards on this double dig concept here at the top of the screen. So you have the deep dig here on the outside by Kendrick Bourne, and then you have the inside dig by Jakobi Meyers at the sticks. And the Patriots are going to clear out the middle of the field coverage with little flares here into the flat by Hunter Henry and a flare here. And Nelson Aguilar is just going to take the route vertical to take away that coverage, and watch the process here by Mac again to just hold that coverage off of the middle of the field route. He's just going to look down the left side, and he's going to trust that Hunter Henry's route. He's going to check and release there. That's going to take these defenders out of the middle of the field. So you see this defender here and this defender here are going to have to peel out into the flats with these releases here and here by the back, and that's going to open up this route for Jakobi Meyers here in the middle of the field at the sticks for 3rd down, and the Patriots converted and moved the chains with a nice catch by Meyers, taking a hit there over the middle, and he makes the catch, and the Patriots move the chains. So 3rd down efficiency wasn't great in this game, but a couple of nice ones by Mac in the second half, this one being one of them, and just some good downfield throwing from Mac Jones. I think those two completions that we saw, a couple of completions we saw to Aguilar or Hunter Henry and Ramondre Stevenson are not necessarily throws that maybe we would have seen Mac Jones pull the trigger and throw so confidently in the first couple weeks of the season. So really optimistic view here about Mac's ability to rip it and throw the ball down the field. Here's the touchdown to Kendrick Bourne, and a lot of film junkies like myself, film nerds, whatever you want to call us, I can understand that maybe this was a little bit of a dangerous throw to a lot of people. You have the out and up route here at the bottom of the screen by Kendrick Bourne, and you have a weak side safety rotation, which means that this safety is going to drop into the middle of the field into the robber roll, and this safety is going to rally back to the post safety roll. So it looks like too high structure, but Mac's going to read the rotation and see it. Now, maybe that this ball, you think, okay, it should be outside the boundary, outside the numbers, lead Kendrick Bourne into the sideline away from the post safety. I actually think that Mac rips this ball inside on purpose because he knows that this post safety is going to be recovering to the middle of the field to help over the top on the double move. And he's basically expecting the post safety to expect what we would expect, which is a sideline throw or a throw outside the numbers. So if you watch the post safety, he's actually going to try to recover over the top of this route, and then Mac is going to dart it in between in the inside part of the field and allow Kendrick Bourne to cross face and cut it off, and that's how we're going to get the 75-yard touchdown. So as we roll the play here, you see the post safety rotation, right? You see this safety step up. He's going to play that robber roll, and you see this safety here rallying back towards the middle of the field, and then you see Bourne at the bottom of the screen beating Diggs on the double move, and Mac Jones reads out the safety rotation perfectly, and then when he sees that Bourne's winning, this post safety here, he's thinking, I got to get out here, right? I got to get outside the numbers because this ball is going to come that direction. But instead, Mac's going to throw Kendrick Bourne open towards the middle of the field, and he's going to allow him to cross face of the safety down the field, and then there's nobody left to tackle him. So you see the ball is a little bit inside, and it allows Kendrick Bourne to just jump in front of the safety coming over the top to help. So I think a lot of people look at this play and they say, oh, well, where's the safety going, right? This is a terrible angle by the safety. The safety is thinking, this is going to be a double move vertical route, right? He's thinking this ball is going to be somewhere around here, but instead Mac Jones throws it inside. So I actually think this is really good manipulation here of the coverage by Mac with ball placement to be able to basically make this safety look like he's out of position, even though he's got the right idea to come and help outside the numbers over the top. When Mac pulls the string and kind of pulls it inside, it allows Kendrick Bourne to cross face, and they have a 75 yard touchdown. So once again, a lot of really good plays from Patriots rookie quarterback Mac Jones. You see the downfield ball placement, the ability to rip throws that maybe we didn't expect him to rip earlier on in the season, that 4 for 4 on throws of 20 plus yards. I don't know if a lot of people gave Mac the credit that he could make those downfield throws as consistently as he did against Dallas, myself included to a degree as well. So Mac Jones throwing the football down the field more, letting it rip, trusting his eyes, trusting his process, trusting his receivers to get open in man-to-man situations. Those are three guys the Patriots signed in the offseason to go ahead and beat man coverage. Hunter Henry, Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne. Mac gave them all three chances in this game to go ahead and make plays down the field, and they cashed in on those plays down the field. So not a perfect product for the Patriots offense. The middle quarters was rough. A couple of sacks that they gave up to Randy Gregory were huge. A couple of third down plays they probably would like to have back. That led to a lot of the struggles that they had in the second and third quarters, which contributed to the defense being on the field for 92 plays, including penalties. So certainly not a perfect game by the Patriots offense. Still some things to clean up in terms of the offensive line as well. But Mac Jones and the passing offense is starting to wake up here a little bit and starting to click and figure things out to make plays down the field and explosive plays down the field. That is. So the Patriots can hang their hats on those couple of things about their offense. I feel a lot more optimistic about the direction of the Patriots offense after watching the tape than I did following Sunday night's game against the Dallas Cowboys. And the Patriots have themselves a quarterback. Mac Jones looks like the real deal. So you can check out the rest of my film reviews on CLNSmedia.com. I have another review of the Patriots offense up there on CLNSmedia.com. And you can keep it right here for more film rooms, Patriots Beat podcast, coverage down at Gillette Stadium this week ahead of Pats Jets, and on Sunday at Gillette Stadium, 1 p.m. kickoff, Patriots Jets. We will have you covered right here on the YouTube channel, Patriots Press Pass, all week long. I'm Evan Lazar for CLNS Media. Thanks for watching.